BlackRock.
BlackRock, BlackRock, BlackRock.
BlackRock. BlackRock. BlackRock. BlackRock.
I think there's, many great things going.
If you spend enough time on the internet, you've likely seen the warnings. A mysterious company that secretly pulls the strings of the global economy, dictates political action, and owns every brand in your home. That company is BlackRock. Their financial reach is staggering, with $12.5 trillion in assets under management, a sum equal to roughly half the total economic output of the United States. The evidence used to support these theories is a matter of public record. If you pull the shareholder filings for Apple, Microsoft, Disney, or Fox, BlackRock appears at the top of nearly every list. These documents are real, but their presence on the page is often obscured by a missing layer of financial context. Understanding the true scope of BlackRock requires looking at the massive legal gap between owning the world's wealth and merely managing it for someone else. BlackRock operates as a massive financial conduit. The trillions of dollars they control actually belong to regular people, pensioners, teachers, and families saving for their futures. This massive footprint is the result of a financial invention, the Exchange Traded Fund, or ETF. Instead of an individual investor trying to pick single stocks, an ETF pulls together money from millions of people to buy a diversified slice of the entire market all at once. When that pooled money is used to buy shares in Apple or Exxon, the names of those millions of individual investors don't appear on the corporate registry. BlackRock's name appears instead, acting as the custodial label for the entire group. Because these index funds are mostly automated, they compete by lowering the fees they charge. In a market where fees are razor thin, only the firms with the largest volume can stay profitable. CEO Larry Fink built his firm to dominate this environment, acquiring competitors and scaling up until BlackRock became the largest of the industry's big three managers. When BlackRock shows up as a 5% owner of a tech giant, that filing represents the bundled collective savings of regular citizens rather than a singular corporate empire. Beyond ownership, the conspiracy theories focus on BlackRock's deep ties to the United States government and the Federal Reserve. These ties aren't built on a secret pact, but on a proprietary risk management supercomputer named Aladdin. Aladdin tracks and models risk for tens of trillions of dollars in global assets, providing a detailed, real-time map of the stress points in the world's financial plumbing. When the economy crashed in 2008, the U.S. government suddenly had to manage a mountain of toxic and distressed assets from failing banks. Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner turned to BlackRock because Aladdin was the only tool available that could actually decode and analyze the mess. This pattern repeated during the 2020 pandemic. The Federal Reserve again hired BlackRock to manage the complex logistics of its emergency corporate bond buying programs. This deep entanglement raises significant questions about conflicts of interest. However, the relationship stems from the government's dependence on BlackRock's technology of their passive investors. Because corporate shares are fractured among thousands of small owners, a steady 5 to 10% block creates a decisive swing vote. This power surfaced with ESG investing, as BlackRock actively used its massive weight to influence corporate behavior. In 2021, BlackRock supported an activist campaign in ExxonMobil, successfully replacing 3 board directors to force the company towards stricter climate-related risk disclosures. This shift, from a passive record keeper to an active enforcer of social and environmental policy, is what ultimately triggered the wave of modern internet conspiracies. The rise of BlackRock highlights a specific tension within modern capitalism. Millions of people moved their savings into automated index funds to avoid high fees and keep more of their retirement money. This collective search for efficiency accidentally concentrated immense voting power, leaving a single, unelected firm to weigh in on the most contentious debates in global business. The reality of BlackRock is more complex than a viral theory. The core risk to competitive markets lies in this massive accidental consolidation of power.